here. So thank you for joining us tonight. I'm excited to see all you girls. It's fun getting to spend this time with you. There's not a ton in the way of announcements new this week. So I posted this in the team page, but just be keeping an eye out if you are on the summit wait list, because emails are going out. I'm hearing that people are coming off the wait list. So check your inbox, check your spam. It might be going there. If you have Gmail, it lands in the promotions tab a lot. So just make sure you're checking, because there's only a short window that you get once that email goes out to register. I think it's like 72 hours or something. So just keep an eye out.
But you don't know what email? Do you know what email address it's coming from?
No, because I'm not getting it. So I would say the one that I got it from was Team Beachbody Coach, was the name in the line. But I don't know if it's, I'm assuming it's going to come from there, because that's where we got the information that the wait list was starting to work. But I don't know. So just keep an eye out for anything Beachbody or Summit, or it'll be obviously related to it for sure. It should have Coach Summit 2016 in the subject line. So hopefully it shouldn't create any confusion. So that's really all the announcements. Katie's starting her new group on Monday. She's going to run that off the Challenge Tracker app as well. I showed her a little bit of the backside of that we do a call, just the two of us on Wednesdays, just like a mentorship call. And so she got to see a little bit of what the backside looks like, and it really just simplifies it. So I'm excited for you guys when you do decide to run one from there, because it really makes it super easy to check in and see who's doing what, and if they're logging in and doing their stuff and all that kind of thing. So I'm really liking it.
Yeah, I need to run one from there for the May 2nd group, Jenny, because I have somebody I'm going to plug in there that's not really on Facebook.
Yeah, and it's great for our people not on Facebook, or not like engaging on Facebook a lot. So I'm more than happy to do like a call, Kara, to just walk you through what I did. It's very self-explanatory, and it's what's nice. I was telling Katie earlier, I don't have to worry about that initial post of the day. It goes up at 6 a.m. It's scheduled. It's there. That way all the early risers can see it. And that way I can just go back and focus on people's comments and everything. And I don't have to stress about getting that post up. So very cool. I think you'll like using it a lot. I'm hoping that they will create multiple admins so that you as coaches can all see what your people are doing. But so far I haven't heard anything about that yet. So I think that's it in the way of announcements though. Recognition wise, Katie's got 2 still building her dad's business center, which is exciting. She's working him up to Emerald. Destry has 3. I'm at 2, waiting on those links sitting out there for people to purchase. So hopefully those go through soon. That's where we're at as a team this month. We do continue to add people and add coaches, which is always exciting when I check the back office and see that most of the coaches added have been on our team. So really fun stuff. And then, like I mentioned before, I wanted to touch on confidence and overcoming fear, because it sort of came up at the end of last call as we were talking about invites. And then, you always know when something is a hot topic when it comes up a few times in your week. So whether I was on a mastermind call or a diamond leader call, or like this topic kept coming up. So I was like, all right, that's it. We're going to talk about it on our call. So what I did was I found a video that I was going to share on our team page, and I was like, well, let me just share it and we can all watch it on the call. So it's a 7-minute video. I'm just going to share it from YouTube. And then I'll get into some of my input with it on there. So let me share my screen with you. All right, make that bigger. All right. You guys can see that, right?
Self-confidence is a personal journey. We're all going to take different paths, but ultimately, we're all in the same road, and we're doing this together. The word confidence is derived from Latin. It means with faith. Faith in an ability, in someone, or yourself. There are no right or wrong ways to build self-confidence, because right and wrong is subjective. Everyone is on a different path. The tips I'm giving you are universal. It's going to help jumpstart your journey. Tip number one, remember that confidence is like a mental muscle. Like muscle, everyone is born with it, but not everyone flexes it. And if you want your muscles to grow stronger, you gotta exercise. So here are my exercise tips. Consciously think positive thoughts, especially during moments when you're feeling down. So take a deep breath and remind yourself that life is too short and you gotta make the best of it. Listen to music that will lift your mood. A good beat and sound has been proven to help people in a positive way. Music and sound has been known to help the growth of plants. That says a lot. You want to have a healthy habit of maintaining this mental muscle, but you also don't want to overdo it. Everything in moderation. Balance is key. It's good to remind yourself from time to time how worthy, how awesome you are, but you also want to leave room to grow and improve. I mean, we can all change and evolve for the better. Find your qualities. Instead of focusing on the negative, which I know can be hard, focus on the positive. And it doesn't have to be a physical thing. Maybe you're amazing at Mario Kart, or you're a brilliant pianist, an amazing painter, a singer, you make great grades at school. No one is perfect at everything. And we're all made to be perfectly imperfect. Kind of like this crystal. See, it's not perfectly cut like a flawless diamond, but it's beautiful in its own unique way. There won't be another crystal like this one, and just like you, it has many, many facets. And you'll be discovering more of them as time goes by. And if you don't think you have a quality, just ask yourself this simple question: what am I good at? Everyone is good at something. And if you don't know what it is, well, take this opportunity to find it. Sign up for cooking classes, painting classes, learn how to sing, play some sports. Pick up on a passion and nurture it, because this helps build self-worth. It gives you something to do and strive for. Have a buddy system. The journey to building self-confidence is not a lonely road. Essentially, everyone is on the same journey. Find someone you can trust, whom you can share your insights with. It feels good to vent it out and just to get it off your chest. And if you feel like you don't have anyone to talk to, just go online. I mean, that's the digital world. You could find a forum or a support group for anything. And you can go on there and be yourself and share your thoughts, your feelings, your insecurities without being judged. And the best part, you're going to remain humble. I know, especially with all these new websites and apps, and it's so easy to find a picture or a video where it's going to make you feel insecure about yourself. But you have to stop obsessing over the cannots and start focusing on the what can. What can I do to improve myself? Everyone is going to take a different path. It may be exercising, going back to school, coloring your hair, getting rid of negative friends. I mean, as long as you're physically and mentally not harming the person you love, I see no one path to take towards happiness. And my last tip, pass your wisdom and gifts onto others. Teaching, mentoring, and caring for others is the greatest gift you can give to others and yourself. Not only is the other person going to feel better, but you will too. Loving others will inspire you to love yourself. And you know what? It's going to be easy. There's going to be times when you want to feel lost. You can't continue to walk further down this journey. And you have to
I'll be in there in a few minutes. Let Daddy go get you done.
you have to stay positive. That's the key. There's this quote I found that I really like, and it goes, "Be like a proton and stay positive."
Oh
A positive mind will open more doors. Don't just limit yourself to one path. Take as many as you need until you've reached your destination. When you found your confidence, enjoy it, savor
I
it.
don't know, I'm watching a
When
video.
you're feeling down, bring that feeling back into your mind. And remind yourself that this is an attitude you own. You are perfectly imperfect.
I don't know if it's on my video or...
This is what makes you special. Good luck. Love ya.
All right. So I just liked that because I thought she hit on a lot of points that are very applicable to us. And so I just thought I'd share it with you guys. I hope you got some good takeaways from it. But at the end of the day, if we break down fear and confidence, Fear is literally something that we make up in our head. And trust me, like I can make up some insane stories in my head about things to be fearful of and things that, you know, just make me, it just piques my anxiety more than anything. It's never, ever, ever true. As soon as I actually do what I'm afraid of, I realize that it's far less scary than I ever built up in my head. And I'm just speaking on my behalf, and I'm figuring other people can relate to that. But as soon as you step out and just do it, you're like, this wasn't so bad. Why did I build it up for so long? Why did I procrastinate, put it off? Because, you know, I told myself this story of how awful it was going to be. So it comes down to just fear is made up. It's something that we generate that just prevents us from taking action. Confidence, on the other hand, is having trust and belief. And it's a reliability in yourself. And that's something that I want to make sure that, you know, resonates, is that confidence is not reliability in an outcome. It's not reliability in a person. It's in you. It's in your ability to take action and overcome adversity. So your confidence should stem purely from the fact that you are capable, that you're knowledgeable, that you're willing to take action. That's where your confidence should come from. It shouldn't come from a result, because results vary and results are different. And confidence should not be, you know, in our business, it should not be in a sale, and it should not be in a yes, because those are actions from other people that you have no control over. So why throw all your hope and your confidence in yourself on how somebody else reacts to you? All you can control is what you put out to other people. So know that your actions are your source of confidence, not the results that you get back. So you create confidence just in the same way that you create fear, but it has a much stronger effect. It's more, it's healthier, to be honest. It's better off for our minds, our bodies, emotional states, all of it, to work from a space of confidence versus a space of fear. If you doubt your ability to be successful, you just need to go back and reflect on what you're good at. What are your strengths? You are already fantastic at being you, and you should just be confident in you, because you are the only person that has that stuff to offer, and it's going to meet the people in your life that are important to your needs, your family's needs. It's going to meet the needs of those that you're supposed to connect with. So just know that you are enough and you have everything you need right now. So that's where your confidence should come from. It should come from knowing what you have to offer, and not in what somebody is responding back to you with. So a few actions that I have found, actions, interactions, questions that I ask myself, and I'm not saying I'm confident all the time. Please, that's not where I'm coming from with this. I'm sharing this because I've severely lacked confidence at times. I still struggle with fear. But when we're going through and engaging in this as a business and developing myself personally, these are things that I have found to be effective. So really the single most important thing that has allowed me to build my confidence is practice. It's repetition. It's learning from my mistakes. It's falling down and getting up. It's taking the leap and just being like, I'm just going to try it. It's building up that 30 seconds of insane courage to just do what I need to do, to start that conversation, to start that process, to decide I'm doing something, and just going for it. There's a few things that, as far as, you know, fear in this business and confidence in this business, a lot of it surrounds inviting, because that's the scary part. That's putting yourself out there and risking somebody telling you no. So a couple things to just ask yourself before you get to that invitation process is what's there to back up my invite? Am I sharing enough on my social media or in my interactions with people that they're going to understand why I'm inviting them to something? Are they going to understand what I have to offer because I'm sharing my story with them? So what do you have to back up that invite? And if you're doing the things that most of you guys are doing on your social media, people ought to be familiar with your journey. So you can rely on that as a source of confidence. The other thing you can ask yourself is, are you practicing? So the first time interacting with people or explaining this whole process is scary. You fumble over your words. It's kind of a mess. You really kind of just feel like crap afterwards because you're like, I didn't say that. I shouldn't have said that, you know, and you're just picking yourself apart. But really, that's just how you learn. You're like, okay, that wasn't effective. This was effective. And then you just build your bank of effectiveness. So, you know, are you practicing that? Are you just writing out what you want to say and then learning how to plug it into conversations? Are you keeping statements or scripts that work and are effective so that you can have them in your arsenal and just pull them to use? Or are you winging it every time? Don't be discouraged by, you know, those first uncomfortable conversations or those sticking points, because we all have them. We all get there. It's not easy, and you just keep practicing. It's literally failing forward. You know, now though I've done enough of those conversations where when I get to certain points in a conversation, I know how to react. I've learned phrasing that works well, like I said. I also know when to back off and understand that it's not their time. They're not ready for it. They're not accepting this process yet. And I don't take that personally anymore because it's just not personal. It has nothing to do with me. I mean, maybe they don't like me. That could be the case, and that's fine too. But it has nothing to do with me. It's about them. It's about where they're at. So I have no business letting my confidence be torn down by somebody's no or negative reaction, or really what it boils down to is just not understanding why you're putting this in front of them as an opportunity. Another thing that I've personally had to deal with in my own life is who are you, or who am I surrounding myself with? Do they build me up, or do they cast doubt on my aspirations? If there are people in your life that are not building you up, and I'm obviously not talking about spouses or anything like that. I think we have good people in our lives, but if there are friends or people that are just kind of those like tear you down type, it's okay to release them from your life or to distance yourself from those relationships. That is not easy to do, trust me, but I can't even tell you when I have released those negative relationships. You know, you open yourself up to a whole new world of support and positivity, and it just makes the biggest difference to no longer have that negative talk in your ear, or that person that you just don't ever know what they're thinking or feeling. You know, like, you want to know that you're supported and encouraged in what you're doing. So those are some things that I'll reflect on if I'm struggling with confidence, or if I'm like questioning myself or my ability. I'll go back and I'll ask myself some of those questions. So some actions though that do not create confidence, these are things that like you just must stop doing, is relating your success or chalking your confidence up to an outcome, especially if that outcome is dependent on another person. Like, we just can't control other people. We're not dealing with robots and computerized people that are programmed to respond a certain way. We're dealing with people that, you know, can pick or choose and say no and have an opinion. And that doesn't mean you're not good enough. So you have to stop chalking anything up to them and just know you're good enough with who you are. You have to stop talking to yourself in a negative voice. That is one thing that, you know, I think personal development helps tremendously with, but speaking to yourself in a way that says can't or won't ever, or those kinds of things, or I'm stupid, or I'm such a screw up, or I can't remember anything. You have to stop that, because that just reinforces lack of confidence. You just have to talk to yourself in that positive voice, that positive self-talk. And, you know, I don't mean muttering to yourself around the house all day or anything, but if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. But I'm telling you, my whole master's thesis was on self-efficacy, and self-talk was a huge part of athletes recovering from injury. And that's a huge part of any level of success. And all rehab really is a success story. So, you know, I learned that back then, and it's being reinforced now in this coaching venture. But you've got to get the negative out and just fill your head with the positive and talk to yourself in a positive way. It makes a big, big difference. So lastly, I heard this quote today and I really liked it. She said, we don't have to help people, we get to help people. So that in and of itself should instill a tremendous amount of confidence in you. And here's why: because you are the type of person that's going out there, putting yourself out there, willing to help, support, and build someone up. I don't know how, I think we can all relate that there's a ton of negativity around us. There's any number of people ready to tear somebody down, ready to tear us down. For some reason, people seem to like to see people fail. And there's not a lot of people that have somebody like you in their corner that wants you to be successful in everything you do. And that's a gift. Like, that's a serious gift that you're giving them. It's valuable, it's meaningful, it's purposeful, and you have no reason to doubt yourself knowing that that's the gift you're giving people. So when I heard that, I was like, that's really true. Like, none of us are forced to go and help people. We're choosing to, and we get to, and that's something really special. So that's all I have topic wise, and it's probably not something that you haven't heard before or anything, but I just wanted to instill that voice of confidence in you so that going forward, you have just something in your bank of memory to go back to. So I don't know if there's any questions on that, or if you just have anything that's causing fears or lack of confidence. We can definitely go over those together tonight. But that's topic-wise all I had prepared. So,
Thanks, Jenny.
you're welcome. You guys have anything or want to talk through anything or troubleshoot? We do have some time left. We actually have time left at the end of our call. I'm
not really liking the cold script. I think, I don't feel, I have no emotion attached to it, but I feel like it's been a turnoff to some of the people that I've sent it to.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if anybody's gone back to trying to build that relationship before sending that list of information via email. I talked to Destry a little bit about it, and she said that's kind of the way she's been approaching it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've definitely have. I always try to build a relationship on that Facebook message while that email is out there. But you can. Yeah. If you're not finding that it's working because they haven't connected enough to it. I would say you could hold off on that that script of, you're talking the description, right? The long email. You could, right? That's so you could definitely hold off on that part. If they don't reply, what are the details right away, and they're just like, yeah, sure, I'll look over it. You could definitely be like, okay, happy to send that to you. Before I do though, do you have any goals or anything? Like, you could go back there. There's nothing wrong with that. And if it's not working for you, you have that flow sheet that you can go back to that's not so scripted and just sort of hit some of those talking points. It's really just meant as a tool. And if you feel like you need to develop the relationship more, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, that's definitely a priority in this business.
I actually am using the cold invite on my warm market, and it seems to work. I don't know who you're using it on, but
my warm market.
Yeah, you are. Okay.
Yep.
Well, what is warm market?
It's like people that
you
have known in your life and have had a previous relationship with, but maybe haven't talked to in a little while.
Okay.
So those you're already connected with in some way.
And then cold market would be people that you don't know that are coming from your like page or something like that.
Yeah, I've been trying to build a relationship and ask a lot of questions and talk for a while before I send that out. And then once it gets to a point where they want more information, I say, I'll send you the information.
Yeah, and that's totally fine too. I think this is useful for those people that are like, yeah, what are the details? And then they're like, you're like, okay, what are their goals? And they're back at you like, well, how much? You know, like, so this is a good script for those kind of people that are like, just tell me now. Like, you know, I had a girl that just wanted to know about the home fitness programs I was using. And I kept trying to build the relationship. And she flat out told me, she was like, listen, I know you're doing this as a business and I know you have a way of doing things, but I just want to know how much the DVDs are. And I finally just be like, okay, like I'm asking you all this because I need to know what set of DVDs you want. Like, and sometimes they're on sale and I don't want to just throw a price tag at you. But so I think the script is good for that person. But if you're working through a conversation, Destry, that's a perfect way to do it. I mean, the idea is to build the relationship. Some people want the bottom line. Some people want the feel good stuff. And I think you feel out your audience a little bit and then go with where you're led with that. Once they ask for more information and you're past the goals, then that's definitely a great tool to send them. If it's not working right away.
So I guess I just didn't wait. I guess I didn't wait because I said, I just went strictly on the script. Like,
yeah.
Here, you know, hey, I send this stuff, and then I said, okay, it's sent. Can you let me know what goals you're working on? And then I usually just get an email back, and they say, I'm already doing something else. I'm not interested, or this is not for me, or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. So I mean, either way, some people do go straight down, just like you did, and have great results. Some people really build the relationship longer. So I guess just see where your conversations are at and decide based on those when you want to send that description out. You know, the scripting on the rest of it on the Facebook side, that can all be guided by your interaction with the person for sure.
Another way to kind of look at that is maybe that person would have said no matter how long
that's true
you spent talking with them. So it's almost kind of like, they don't know. They don't want it now. Fine. Move on to whoever, you know, you think might be interested next. But it's also like now they have that information. And I've sent a bunch of them out that people have said no to, or I've gone all the way through to the fourth final follow-up and it's crickets.
mm-hmm.
But I'm also like, well, it's there. It's in their inbox. They follow me on Facebook. So if they are ever interested, I hope that they would reach out.
Right.
You know,
that's a really good point.
It's been such it's been a really rough couple months. So I don't know where I was hearing it. I guess maybe it was the one you posted in the group about at least push the Beachbody on Demand thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you just have to meet people where you're at, and you're just not going to help somebody just because they're not ready for anything yet.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take that approach with a couple people like Lindsay that's in one of the groups, and this other woman that just had her fourth child.
Yeah.
So I'm going to, you know, she already has T25. She's just not ready for Shakeology, and see maybe if she joins in and is ready for it after she's in a group. So
yeah.
I'm going to add her to Katie's group.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. There's coaches that will run groups specifically for people who've bought programs before. It's actually a great free group idea. They've bought programs, they've been sitting on the shelves, they're not connected with a coach or anything, and they'll run groups and say, pull your program out, let's get to it. You know, like there's nothing wrong with that. Like sometimes, yes, Success Club is important, and yes, it's a business driver, but there are times where you just have to say, like, that Success Club point isn't going to get in the way of me helping this person. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So, you know, connecting with them with the club membership is a lot cheaper on their part, and they get a ton of resources, and hopefully they will get interested in the other stuff. You know, either way, it still creates a commission for you too. So, so yeah, I definitely don't, there shouldn't be any amount of forcing or, you know, if you don't feel like the conversation's at a point where they're ready to read all that, then that's okay. And Katie's point's really valid too. They might have said no anyway. But, you know, either way, go with your gut on where somebody's at. And introduce
I guess I don't know because it's already like, I can't go back and undo that email. So I'm just going to go with what Katie said. Made me feel better. So
Good. That's what I tell myself.
I'm
I'm
going
like,
with that.
But you
I'm
can't
going to go
going,
with that
are you
one.
going back to the Facebook message and following up in there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went back and I put that email, and then I said, email sent, let me know what goals you're working on. And then right away I got the email saying this is not for me, or the message after I sent it. So
Yeah. Well, and that kind of person, I bet you she would have said no anyways.
yeah, it's possible.
So.
That's the first thing I said was, this is not for me.
True. Destry's living proof that it's not for you can be for you.
Yeah, I need to go back and look at that because I don't even know how I responded to that.
To Destry's?
Yeah, like when she said I don't know, and I said, well, so what's the hang up? And you said
you don't want to be a part of an MLM.
Yeah, you don't want to be part of it. You don't support MLMs.
Yeah, first it was I didn't like the meal replacement idea, and then I didn't like the MLM idea. So
well, yeah, because I sent you the shake ingredients. You're like, this might be okay.
Yeah.
And you're like MLM, and I'm like, I'm texting Jenny. I'm like, what's an MLM?
That was literally the funniest conversation I had. I was like, it's what you're in. And I was like, but
I
that's
know medicine. I know medicine. I don't know. Yeah.
well, the first thing I thought was either she's lying to me or she just really doesn't know what MLM is.
Oh my gosh. No, I think it's great because I think it shows that this doesn't have, yes, it's structured that way, but I don't think it has the MLM feel to it. So, but Carrie,
Right.
That's exactly what you should do. Go back to that conversation you had with Destry that did end in a sale and go find out what you talked to her about. And then keep that in your bank of conversations, and like, okay, I got this objection. How now I can plug in this response. This was effective. Like you have more tools than you think you have because you've done it. You've been successful.
Yeah, I guess it's just been so long. I've like, what am I doing wrong?
I really, really love that Facebook training, that Jesse Reagan Facebook training. I am just loving it. And since I've been trying to, and I haven't gotten that far in it, but since I've been trying to do the things that he says to do, I mean, my Facebook page already, I haven't even done any ads or anything, and I'm already just in the past 5 days up like 25 likes.
Yeah.
And it's a ton of people I don't know. I mean, I don't know probably most of the people that all are new this week.
Yeah. And that's the advantage. I'm glad you're having a good experience with it because I think above and beyond learning how to do ads and everything, he teaches you content. He teaches you like what to put on your page. Well, and the other coaches teach that. So, yeah, I think I'm glad to hear it. Jen, do you have anything?
I'm just sitting here quietly listening.
That's fine. I just wanted to make sure you were welcomed in.
No, I think that the other side of the coin I thought about was that, the person also may not be ready to make the commitment. And rather than saying that they're not ready or owning up to that, they're just going to, push you off. Because I know for sure. I mean, I wasn't ready. I think you may have even sent me a couple of messages and I totally didn't even respond.
We talked for, I want to say, a couple weeks before you were like ready to do it.
Yeah. Well, and some of that wasn't all me. Some of that was convincing the other half that it was okay. And, and he needed to see results before he was okay with the amount of money that I was spending.
Yeah.
And I will say he's still not 100% okay with the money aspect, but he likes the results.
Well, that's awesome. And hopefully we can get you, connected in here and start to make some of that money back. I mean, that's the nice part of of coaching is
Yeah.
offset that.
Definitely.
Yeah. I think, have you found your niche yet, Jen?
No, not at all.
Homeschool moms is a great place to start.
I mean, I'm telling you, there is, just do a homeschool pay. I mean, there's so many out there.
Oh,
Even my sister in the sorority, she's a homeschool mom, and she's starting to make a change, and she's strapped for cash and scraping for everything that she can. But I was just talking to her today, but I mean, there's got to be a million of them out there. That needs to be your niche. That needs to be your niche.
yeah, I should try to.
Yeah, just put it out there. Yeah, I mean,
There's a couple of my friends that I have talked to about it. One bought DVDs but wouldn't commit to the Shakeology.
and that's fine. That's fine. Put
you
her
know.
in a group.
And I have another lady, or two other ones that have talked to me because they've seen me lose weight. And so they were asking what I was doing. So one, I'm still in conversation with.
Cool.
The other one, she's a little unsure.
And that's okay too.
Yeah.
So, but definitely, whether they buy the shakes or not, they can be added into our groups. And now that we're off,
Yeah.
that might help too.
Yeah, because one is the one that's not on Facebook.
Perfect.
Mhm.
Yeah. So this will be easy then. So cool.
We're gonna get cut off.
Yeah, we're gonna get
We
cut
are.
off here. But it's really good to see you girls. Make sure if there's anything that I can help with that you're letting me know. If you have questions, if you're stuck in conversations, I'm here to help. I really am. So